Another question that I have for you is how should sales and marketing work together? I know you and I have been going back and forth in the DMs about this topic, and it is a hot topic. I mean, I think it's always a hot topic, sales and marketing. They always hate on each other, but it's like, how do we get them to be aligned?
So I think you need to put them under one true revenue team. Starting with the CRO, marketing, sales, CS, they should all roll up under like one revenue team, and everyone should be responsible for somewhat of the same numbers at the end of the day. It's not siloed. Marketing's responsible for this. Yeah, there's going to be sub kind of like KPIs and metrics that are responsible for, but like everyone should have like a North Star. And then if everyone's marching towards that same goal at the end of the day, you're working a lot closer together. But also, I think it needs to be something where, marketers just aren't order takers at the end of the day. You need to be not afraid to say no to the sales team and like add your like reasoning on why when they ask you to do something that there's a better way to do it. And then just kind of be looked at as like a value add to their team. Like for me, it's easy because we sell to people exactly like me. So like I'm joining 7 to 10 sales calls a week where I'm constantly talking to prospects and now customers as well of like, hey, here's how I use the product. And so being able to add value that way and then add value through inbound referrals that have come to me from posting on LinkedIn, like it's been refreshing, to say the least.
That's awesome. How do you work with the sales rep, whether it's BDR, SDR, maybe it's even a regional, sales manager? I mean, I guess it depends on the company and everything and the way they structure it. But how do you work with them to talk directly to the customer? Because that's where the deep insights are.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, like I know the exact pains that, our ICP is looking to solve for because they're the pains that I've looked to solve for the last 9 years. However, like I do use like Gong, like I listen to a lot of Gong calls every single day. I try to block off like at least an hour a day to like listen to Gong calls from the previous day. And so that's been really good. And then, like I said, the live calls have been incredible. Win-loss analysis have also been really impactful of like being able to say like, hey, I know you didn't sign with us, which I get it. You have to do what's good for you, but like, why? Like, and more than just like a rep putting in Salesforce,
right,
wrong timing or budget or something like that. Like, let's dig deeper and see what was the real reason. And who knows, maybe we can add features to our roadmap or something so that when renewal comes up in a year from now, we can get back into that conversation. And I think those have been incredibly important on both the prospect side, but also even on like the customer side of like, hey, here's what I'm using it for. Here's what additional use cases that I want to do. Here's how can you help me?
And are you talking directly to the prospects or is it more just through the Gong calls?
So I'm talking to a lot of the prospects. I probably talk to, I would say like 5 to 10 a week. But there are also people that run in the same circles that I do. So it's a little bit easier for me versus if I was in like cybersecurity or something.
Got you. And are they coming just from the website or is it more a different avenue?
We do get a lot of inbound every single month. We probably get about like 150 inbounds per month or so, sometimes more. But we do a lot of outbounding. And so the way that we have it set up right now is marketing drives 60% of the pipeline. Sales and the BDR team drive 40%. And that's kind of worked really well for us between a mixture of inbound and outbound. And then it's just a lot of what I talk to and connect to these people is through like communities as well. And just from LinkedIn, like they'll reach out and be like, hey, I see your content. Like we're looking to like explore gifting platforms or something like that. Can you just give me a little bit more of like how a marketer uses it?
And what are some really good ways to work with the salespeople that you found like, wow, this is really enjoyable and this has been very helpful as a marketer?
I think kind of setting the expectations of like what you want to do first, it's all about building the relationship. And so like I like to befriend like a lot of the sales team. Like I talk to them on a regular basis. We shoot the breeze, just talking about different things. And so I think that's one of the important things. But then it's also, what are some quick wins that you can do to add value to them? Is it a referral? Is it hopping on a call? Is it pointing out a specific thing that might help that prospect that they didn't think about? Because then they're like, wow, like, Nick went out of his way to help me with that. That's really nice. And so when I go to ask them for something in return, they're usually more willing to do it. And then that's how the collaboration happens. Like everyone says there's no silos in their business, but that's like such BS, because even the best companies have silos in their business. Even if it's not big silos, there's still silos somewhere in like an organization. And for me, like that's always been something that's been important. How do I break down those silos, if there is any, and build trust and credibility amongst the sales team?
I love that, because really what it comes down to is relationship building. So you're building the relationship with them. It's more relational than transactional.
Yep, exactly. So, and I was going to say, at the end of the day, we're all in it for the same thing. We all want, the revenue at the end of the day. So like whatever we can do to work together, like that should be the goal.
100%. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. As a reminder, don't forget to subscribe. You can also listen to our podcast on your favorite podcasting app.